This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. It's January 29th, 2021. This is show number 198. We're just about up to the 200 mark. That makes us one of the most active podcasts out there. And, well, what can you say? Everything's coming up. GameStop and AMC, and all of a sudden, the shorts are coming home to roost.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing right now. GameStop and AMC are the talk of the town right now. When you look at what's going on out here, it's really, really fascinating to see this story. It's got everybody captivated. Yesterday, you could see that everyone was watching these stocks, and they weren't even talking about the Apples, Teslas, or the Facebooks of the world that were reporting earnings. So it's quite something. You had the popular brokerage firm Robinhood, which there are so many young investors dealing with that firm. They restricted trading yesterday in GME and AMC and a bunch of other highly shorted stocks. Now, this news caused a major drop in GameStop yesterday. Then before the closing bell yesterday, Robinhood reversed their tactic there, and they announced that they would allow trading in GME and others to trade again. So this is something. This is quite something. They got a lot of feedback that was really, really negative. People were going to leave the brokerage firm. It looks like they had to borrow some money. They had to raise about $1 billion. So this, in my opinion, is more. I know everybody's talking about hedge funds in trouble, and there's no doubt there are several, or probably dozens, that are in trouble because these stocks are moving higher. But I bet you there are brokerage firms that are in trouble too, and they're undercapitalized right now. And today is a weekly expiration, I believe, as well. I haven't really looked into that too closely, but what I will say is, when these firms are undercapitalized, there could be big problems there, and that's a much bigger bailout when a firm goes under.
And we know that they're never going to allow another Lehman Brothers. All right, because that was a cascading default that almost took down the world financial system. So they're going to print whatever is necessary. If these companies need to issue bonds, the Fed will be there to buy them, right?
I would suppose that I would expect that everything is on the table right now. But I've never seen anything like this. I don't know if anybody has. I find it really ironic that the two names that are the big players in here are Robinhood and GameStop. I mean, you can't make this up. This poetic justice. So, you have to just chuckle at this stuff and you just let it play. Yesterday I saw, I believe the Interactive Broker CEO on CNBC, Thomas Pettifree, and he was saying how GameStop should be a $15 stock. It's not, I've never seen that, that guy's a real good capitalist. I've never seen him nervous like that. And that just tells me something's up there with the brokerage firms. They probably are in some kind of liquidity stranglehold there. So again, who is he to say what a stock should be priced at? Somebody wants to pay $500, that's what the stock is priced at. If somebody wants to pay $10, then that's what the stock is priced at. I never understood why anybody could tell you where something should be. It is where the market places it.
Yeah, the market is the determinant, but these markets are so twisted, and then you've got so much cash from all the stimulus, from the Fed. They're just, it's going out the door with two hands. The trucks are lined up around the block when they used to have cash once upon a time. You remember when Republic National Bank would be shipping 747s full of $100 bills to Russia. I mean, this is the digital equivalent.
Yeah, it really is. We have seen central bank money printing like never before. I mean, just look at the national debt. That'll tell you everything you need to know. But, I guess this is, could turn into something bigger. Maybe it gets squashed this week. All I could say is if I own GameStop at $17 and I trade and it went up to 500, I'd be a seller with both hands. But I would have probably been a seller at, $50 with both hands. But this is quite something to see. It's fascinating. But, a lot of these brokerage firms, they got to be in just as much trouble as some of these hedge funds.
Hey, and we were talking before, this is really kind of reminiscent of what happened to the Hunt brothers when they attempted to corner the silver market back in 1980. Basically, the Treasury, the Fed, and Wall Street broke them.
And they did break them. And that was quite something. And we are probably seeing, something very, very similar here, this time being with a stock that was almost out of business.
Yeah, really. So if you were GameStop, you'd be doing secondary offerings here, right?
Yeah, if I was GameStop right now, I would be selling stock. I would just be selling stock and raising capital. I mean, they're a company that didn't, their financials were not very good. They were on really thin ice. And now you have a stock that's up here, at $336 at the moment. It's up 73%. I would be issuing stock like crazy, especially if there's a hedge fund that wants to get out. I mean, best way to get out, close out their short position is to sell them stock. So, yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Hey, by the way, looking at Yahoo, which, is really good accumulator of or aggregator of financial data. Do you know how much GameStop made last year?
I don't think they made anything. I think they were at a loss. I would say they probably lost, $3, $4, $5. I would think
$4.22 a share. Can you imagine where the stock would be going if they actually made money, Nick?
Yeah, but that's what made this situation so special because the shorts, just think about it. The short interest from what I read was 140%. How do you get over 100%? This sounds like the elections in the swing states, right? They had 140% participation. How do you get over 100% of the registered voters? So this is kind of the same thing right here. How does somebody short at 140%? How do you get over 100%, right? If there's 100 shares outstanding, just to use easy math, you should have, basically 100 shorts out there. But, this is not the case in this scenario where you got and somebody was smart enough to figure it out. Good for them. God bless them.
Hey, their 1 year stock target estimate, according to Yahoo, is $13.44.
The amazing thing about this whole story is that yesterday this went to $500 in the pre-market and almost went to $500 yesterday in the open market. So it's really, really incredible. Even today, just on the announcement that Robinhood would allow trading, limited trading back in it, the stock is soaring up by 77% today. It's incredible.
It really is. And, it's kind of dominating the headlines. But there's other stuff going on here. If we look at gold and silver, they were really up nicely yesterday. They were up a lot higher today. Now they've managed to drive them back down, but still they're up significantly.
Yeah, you got a nice pop in gold futures today, up about 1%. That's an $18 gain there. Silver right now is also very strong, up another 5%. And there's a lot of chatter now that silver is the next short squeeze. So, I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I have a lot of gold and silver bullion, so I don't mind.
Well, Joe, we've just been waiting for this situation. You mentioned yesterday, and I don't know if it was during the show or pre-call, that all great rallies are built on the back of short squeezes.
That's right. And if you ever look through history, you're going to see all of the best moves in the market came when things looked most dire. And you could just go back to 2009, March 2009. Everybody was looking for the world to end, and that was one of the best buying opportunities of our lifetime. And the same thing happened, over and over and over again. So, everything is on the back of a short squeeze when you get a major move in the upside direction.
Hey, and of course, that's why we always looked. I think they used to publish it weekly, I think, in the Wall Street Journal. Every stock, every publicly traded stock's short position. And when you saw them get too high, you knew they would be good buys. Now we're in a whole new era here.
This is really quite something now. But, again, I have to tip my cap to whoever figured out that this could be the mother of all short squeezes. Taking a stock from, 16, 17 bucks to 500. It's just remarkable. And, I have to salute them and my hat's off to them.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see what will be the next GameStop. They're coming, right? They're coming.
Well, they've already, there's been a lot of them. So, you have to think that this game or this whole short squeeze event is a bit long in the tooth now. Again, if you have these profits up here, you just want to protect them. That's what I would do as a smart trader or investor. If there's something bigger going on or, somebody's really trying to make a point, maybe, this is where that is. But, as a trader, I try not to get caught up in the whole political scene. I just trade what the market tells me. For me, I'd be taking profits up here at these levels. These are just insane numbers. Even yesterday up at, almost $500 a share. That's just a significant number. I'm not sure they can squeeze this thing higher. You never know. But from everything that I'm seeing at the moment, at least protect your profits if you're a GameStop holder.
Yeah, for sure. Well, one thing is that we know with 140% short interest in a stock, there's naked shorts out there, and they're the ones that are the most vulnerable, right?
That's right, because they have unlimited loss. And, this is what's causing this. This is why this thing is so high up on the charts right now. So it's going to be quite something to see, when this story all ends. I'm sure they're going to make a movie out of this. I think we talked about that yesterday. But there was, these margin calls and more importantly, these brokerage firms. I don't know I don't know everybody's net capitalization, but there's definitely big issues out here, and that's why you see so much media attention going on right now about trying to get this price down to where it should be.
And you mentioned another thing during our pre-call is who is going to really pay the margin calls here. They're going to default. You're going to have litigation, which is why these brokerage houses are in so much trouble.
That's exactly correct, and that's what's happening right now. And again, I think that they're going to want to get these stocks lower and alleviate that potential pain that could take place.
Yeah, and pain, there is plenty of pain to go around to all the participants, and they've richly earned it because naked shorting really should be prohibited by law. But, the broker-dealers can naked short with impunity, and it's been very profitable for them over the years. But perhaps the day of reckoning is upon us now. In any event, there's some amazing trades coming up very shortly, which is why you need to go to inthemoneystocks.com. Subscribe. You'll see Nick's extensive trading record, highly successful. Go to the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz, and send us your emails. I've been getting a lot of them lately, Nick. We will get to them next week, as many as possible. And that's it for this week, Nick. Have a great weekend, and let's see what happens next week.
Thank you, Kerry. Have a great weekend.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.